Hey everybody, it's Brooke Santina with the Department of Corrections, the Public Information Officer. Today we're at NSP with the President of the NSP Preservation Society, Mr. Glen Whorton. And he is here to give us some information about how this place was built. We're standing in the yard right now. You can see around us. I'm just going this way. It's facing us, so anyway, what do you want to talk about?
Well, you know, this institution was originally established in 1862, as an adjunct to the Warm Springs Hotel. Most of the inmates were housed in wooden structures that were kind of on the property, and the hotel was still operating. But the wooden structures were burned down in about 1868, and then they burned down again in 1870.
Wow.
And not surprisingly, they thought the inmates might have done that. The little case.
Well, they might have.
So in the early 1870s, they allocated enough money to begin structuring in stone. And the stone was quarried right here on the site. The configuration of the institution was pretty much established with this wing here.
Okay, let me turn it around. Sorry to make you all dizzy. All right, so we're looking at this wing over here.
And this wing over here. They were pretty much what was here until the early 1920s. At that point, they tore down the old areas and rebuilt everything you see going around to the first half of the cell house, about 1925. The second half of the cell house was added in 1948. And that pinkish sort of third story up there, that was construction from 1948.
Wow.
Wonderful architecture. A lot of thought went into it. As you can see, the stairway there.
Yeah.
Up there on the third, up there on the third floor.
I think
with
they
that
can see it.
door.
It's hard to tell what I'm showing you guys, but yeah, that one, okay.
Yeah, up there on the third floor. That was the infirmary. So back when I started here, if you had an inmate who fall out or whatever, wounded, you'd have to drag them up those flight of stairs to get them to.
I'm trying to turn it around. Nope, it's not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
It's just going to do it this way. So we have some of our Nevada Highway Patrol here doing some training today as well. In case you see people walking around, that's why. And so so go ahead.
Well, and so that was kind of the final configuration what you see today. We did have, in the 1970s, we had a very, I guess you'd say, simple basketball court. In the early 90s, they filmed the movie An Innocent Man here.
Right.
And Tom Selleck donated the money to build up and do this basketball court.
Wow.
They just redid the lines late last year when we filmed another movie here.
Right, Mustang.
Yeah, and so it's all the areas that you see over here have all had different kinds of uses. That second story in the corner was officer housing originally. It became the book bindery, and ultimately it became the mattress factory. You have all these areas down here below that were originally service areas, access to the boiler room. The boiler room's kind of interesting because it was a major scene in the 1950 movie State Penitentiary with Warren Baxter.
Wow, that's kind of crazy. I didn't know they made movies here for many years.
Yeah, and they one of the other movies he did in 1965, a terrible movie called Death Watch with Leonard Nimoy.
Oh,
really amusing to look it up online and
that
look
bad?
at the posters. And, illicit love and all. It's terrible. But
that's funny.
It was modified. All of this was modified in the 1980s based upon court orders regarding conditions of confinement.
Wow.
Where they enlarged the cells.
Go around here. I'm going to do a big UE so everybody can see.
Where they enlarged the cells.
Oh yeah, because the federal guidelines changed and we had to change everything.
Yeah, they did.
All right. Well, very cool.
We're standing actually. If you go back and look at the old photographs of the institution, we're actually standing in the area where the old prison casino existed. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact, right down there at the end of the table, you can see just a little bit of cement. And that's all that remains of it. That's part of the floor. So,
yeah.
You see that famous picture of Joe Conforti at the crap table. That just we're where it was.
Yeah,
So,
that's interesting.
yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn this off. We're going to go inside and see what we can show you guys.